So speaking, yeah, dude. Earlier in the show, we were talking about JD from NY and how he's doing. JD from NY is just doing Phil Marks's gimmick now, doing my whole shtick. No, just kidding. No, dude. The thing with JD was
Does he have a hairline?
I don't know, but he got triggered like way back in the day, blocked me out of nowhere when like I didn't even really go at him. I don't even know what I said. I think maybe like I disagree, or maybe it's because I was like hating on AEW type shit, or that's the way people perceived it. And then now he's saying the exact same things I say all the time. Like the last few weeks, he's saying shit I was saying 7 months ago, a year ago. And now this motherfucker's coming around, and it's like, well, JD, unblock me. I'll come on your shit. Let's do it. You want to talk about it? Let's do it, bro. Yeah, come on. You come on the pod. I'll come on your. Let's do it. Like, let's talk about it, because we're not burying shit. Like, we got to be critical of this shit if it's going to get better, dude. And there's like, the media, if you will, are all mad at, because there's two types of media. There's like what me and like Marv are doing, and like there's these like Wrestling Soup does this as well, pretty well, and there's these Pro Wrestle Bits, Alfred Konuwa, but there's all these other channels that are starting to come up similar to that as well, Pro Wrestle Bits, and all these channels. And then there's like the traditional, like all the UK top 10 list guys, and then they're trying to break news all the time. And then there's like the dirt sheet Meltzer, those guys, right? And so those guys, all from the past, all of the UK guys and the Wrestle Talk TV and the Cultaholic, they're all doing this thing where they're sort of like, they're like towing the line. They're very biased. They're like doing the news, but they're trying to put their biases into it. And then you have like the media, like, PW Insider that Triple H went at, and Fightful were all melting down over what Triple H said at that press conference. And then you have the Meltzers constantly coping and melting down. And like they're trying to be news, but then they just get caught making shit up or embellishing things, or they know everything, but they don't know when Tama Tonga is going to show up. No one knew Tongaloa was going to be there. Everyone's talking about Jacob Fatu. All of a sudden Tongaloa shows up. Where were the dirt sheets on that? All of a sudden Dave has insight and knows the info on the No, you don't. Like you're so full of shit.
Shut up, dude.
Yeah. And so now there's like this new wave where we are like doing SNL. Like I'm doing Weekend Update, bro. Like I'm commenting on these motherfuckers. I'm doing like we're cracking jokes. You know what I mean? We're doing roundtables. We're doing Friday night fights, like shit that goes on, like shit that's been going on in the movie and comic book YouTube sphere for years. Shows like PWT and Toonie Talk Wrestling are now like bringing that to the forefront, and Pro Wrestle Bits, like as far as Alfred Konuwa, who takes like his stand-up sort of like that Andrew Schultz approach to like pro wrestling YouTube videos and bits and skits and shit. We're creating like this whole new wave of a way to talk about and cover fucking wrestling. And people do get news from us, but we're not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, we're telling you the news and here's why my opinion, Glenn Jacobson is a Republican.
It's
now.
Us.
But it's
us reacting to the news.
Yeah, it's just reactions. Like this is old YouTuber. Like YouTubers have already been doing this for fucking years. And it's like, I just want to kick that door down in pro wrestling, like the red bar of pro wrestling, if you will, or like the who are these podcasts of pro wrestling is basically like what, we're creating, we're riding this new wave, if you will. There's a bunch of creators doing this now. We're all getting along and laughing together and having this good time. And all these old, like the Cultaholics, the Wrestle Talks, the Observers, the Fightfuls, they're all fighting with each other and they're all fucking talking shit. They're all getting buried by the fucking, you know what I mean? By WWE and everyone's clowning them all the time. And it's just like, I don't know, dude. It's just a weird time in this IWC world. But to bring it back to JDNY, it's like, bruv, trust me, you're on our team. Like, you're on this wave and you were on it like way a long time ago. And it's okay that you were just putting AEW over optimistically, no matter what they did, because it's like cognitive dissonance. I was the same way for a while too, and people tried to point it out to me, and it didn't really dawn on me. Then it's sort of, well, it did dawn on me sort of the whole time. But like, I always knew like they really needed to get their shit together. Right. And I always knew like they were, I don't know, the pandemic just ruined AEW for me. I think that was when it really just was like, all right, they lost the plot. Totally lost the plot. But right before then, they were actually like, okay, if they're towing the line of like, this could either go really bad or really good, they got to keep the momentum. And then obviously I just love pro wrestling. Like, I don't throw on a fucking MLW show I don't throw on OVW to sit there and dissect. Like, I'm okay with people being shitty at wrestling and stuff. I'm not going to bury this and that, but like, you know what I mean? When we're talking WWE and you want to compare it to AEW or TNA, like, this is the cream of the crop, the best of the best in the world. So we're going to critique it just like a Hollywood movie that they spend $100 million on. WWE spending hundreds of millions every year to put fucking Roman Reigns in my face. It better be good. And boy, was his run good. You know what I mean? So if Tony Khan's going to spend 80 million or whatever the fuck it is on Ospreay over 10 years, or he's got an 8-year deal, and it's like $1 million per year with like increases each year or some shit like that. So it's like, this is what I hear. So Ospreay right there, if you're going to spend 10 mil on Ospreay, if you're going to spend fucking 400,000 a year on Riho, you better show me why she's the cream of the fucking crop. You know what I mean? And so that's where the storytelling and Tony Khan being spread too thin has to be called out years ago. So JD from NY, you're welcome on the show anytime. Unblock me. A lot of people still hate on you and are like, bro, I don't agree with shit you say. And even if we disagree, it's not about agreeing all the time. Oh, let's just sit here and agree like two robots who agree. No, it ain't about that. It's just about like good, entertaining, compelling conversations. And yeah, I would fucking it's good that you're waking up and can at least be sensible to like where AEW is at in the grand scheme of, in a comparison to WWE. Why compare it to WWE? Because that's what they do all the time. So when they stop doing that all the time, I'll stop. But when they stop doing that, they officially become TNA, and they know that. Tony Khan knows that deep down. So anyways, here's JD from NY. People were asking me to play this on the show. And here's how AEW struggles to tell logical stories. And it's the truth.
90% of the time, that move's been absolutely fine. Seeing the damage that it's kind of done.
Don't want to get Don Stevens, but he starts seizuring out.
I'm going to retire using the
hella overselling that shit.
So Ospreay retires using the move, right? Because it hurt Danielson and he's fucking seizuring out. And the last time we saw Danielson was him seizuring out after taking this devastating move that Ospreay's going to retire. And now who joins Eddie Kingston and FTR to fight the Elite and Okada?
3 weeks later.
Hold on. We should tip the hat, like, that they're actually, like, banning a move and, like, you know what I'm saying? Put it, like, it's a good angle. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but look, though, but it's not, though, because look what happens.
But see, Danielson since Dynasty, since a match with Will Ospreay. And here it comes!
Elevated!
Danielson, I mean,
So Danielson, bro, like the last time we saw him, he's having a seizure. 3 weeks later, he's on Team
Kingston. On their own dicks.
He's on Team Kingston and FTR, and they're going to fight an Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing against these guys, Jack Perry, the Bucks, and Okada. So they retire this move. Danielson gets fucking carried off. He's seizuring out. People think it's a real injury. Da-da-da-da. 3 weeks later, he just comes out, and he's going to fight in an Anarchy in the Arena match against these 4 guys. Why? Because he's Tony's friend?
His neck.
Because he's on the disciplinary committee? It's so fucking stupid. Wouldn't he with the Bucks, or would it, or like, or no, I'm here to defend AEW. Okay.
Why are they rushing this? I don't, man.
Doesn't even fit in. He's not even friends with these guys. And the crowd thought it was going to be like Mark Briscoe, right? Because like
it?
Eddie Kingston.
Hold on. It's Eddie Kingston and who?
FTR and Danielson.
Like,
do you see this?
And fuck that
guy.
And
they're like, is he even cleared? It's like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
it's a fucking turn the lights off match or whatever.
So here's JD from NY. Here's JD from NY. Yeah.
Danielson, we haven't seen since Will Ospreay and the Dynasty match. Why are you plugging him in here when he has nothing to do with the story? Nothing. Why? Because he's Team AEW? He's Tony Khan's right-hand man? This the lasting image. Now we saw Bryan. He was convulsing in the middle of the ring.
Like they're just wearing all this AEW merch too. They just love AEW and look at him melting down, burying AEW. And he gets more hits for this too. But because it's like the cool thing to do.
Of the time that move's been absolutely fine.
Because he took a fucking tiger driver from Will Ospreay.
But he's being a fucking hater. Sorry, guys, my computer's spurging out. But he's being a fucking hater on me for saying this same exact shit, JD. God damn it.
That's the story. You
I
keep
can't
him
believe
off
this
television
is the guy.
until
I don't want to see him. I
dork.
don't want to see him in an Anarchy in the Arena match
What
now.
the fuck is he doing in an Anarchy in the Arena match?
Not
See,
Hey,
like,
shut up, you Mark. Look at your fucking phone.
the damage that it's
No, man. Shout them out and shout out Chi-Town Smark. We have similar names. But yeah, man, goddamn it, he's finally coming around after all this time. And it's like, dude, that's all I was goddamn saying, JD for men. Why you blocked me? It's all good, man. But yeah, open door always here for you guys over here at PWT. I'd love to chop it up with you about your now sudden realization of what's going on here. But yeah, sorry, what were you gonna say, Hairline?
Fuck that guy. That guy can fuck off. And his fucking Mark-ass friend in the fucking Jack Perry shirt. What the fuck?
Oh, Jesus. Hairline just burying everyone. Okay, so Tony
I'm
Khan.
back, y'all.